Welcome to another episode of Baby Narc. This is my channel about my 4-year abuse by a narcissist. And I'm calling it Baby Narc because he's not as bad of a narcissist as I've heard about and read about and am discovering about now that I'm on this new journey to figure out what the fuck is wrong with this man that I'm in love with. But he is. He's a narcissist. There's just no way around it. Everything that I could never explain by his behavior is explained by the textbook categories and lists of what a narc is. I hated to admit it to myself. I would honestly say about at least a year ago, maybe a year and a half ago, I started looking into narcissism. I stumbled upon it for some reason. I don't even know how. Probably God. Probably God was like, here's your problem. And from the things that I've been learning about it, it pretty well defines what's going on with this man that I'm in love with. And I hate to admit it. I would rather it be any other reason, some sort of reason that could be fixed, but I gotta admit to myself that I think that's what he is. But I keep saying he's a baby narc because he's just not bad enough. That's why I questioned it for a year and a half as to whether or not that's what he really is. Because when he's sweet, he's amazing. He really is. But then he just goes right back into those old patterns. And because he's such a hardcore drug addict, I also kept thinking, of course, that's the explanation, but it's beyond that. It's deeper than that. So I'll tell you the very first thing that happened. So I knew this man when we were teenagers, and I wouldn't say we were boyfriend and girlfriend, like, whatever, maybe kind of sort of for, a very, very, very short period of time. And then we lost touch. I moved away. I moved out of state. I didn't see him, talk to him, hear about him. I forgot about him for, years. And then all of a sudden on social media, he contacted me, just kind of as a friend thing, see, hey, what's up? What's up with your life? Here's my life, whatever. And we just started talking and kind of started a friendship. And I still at that point didn't even think it. This was about maybe 6 years ago, and didn't think anything of it. I just, if I wasn't in the middle of talking to him, I didn't really give him much thought after, not to be mean, but I just, whatever. And then 4 years ago, we really started talking on social media, and I was still out of state. We just kind of developed like this thing, and then we kind of developed like this like whirlwind long distance relationship. I don't recommend those, by the way, whether you're with a narcissist or not. Never do a long distance relationship. It's weird. It's horrible. It's nothing but filled with anxiety. It's on both parties. It's too difficult. Now, if you want to be with somebody and you don't live in the close proximity of them, then you need to immediately make a choice. Are you going to move with them? Are they going to move with you? Or is the relationship over? Sorry, hate to break it down that way, but let's be real. Other than me telling you about narcissism, just a little side note here about long distance relationships. Do not do them. Absolutely don't do them. Just don't. Never, never, ever, ever, ever. If you're into somebody enough to where you think that you really do want to have a relationship with them, and you know for sure that they do too, then make that happen. And if both parties or one party is not into it enough to make that happen, then walk away. Just walk away. Stop it. Stop all that preceding drama that you're going to have. Get out. It has nothing to do with narcissism, just relationships. Okay, back to my narc. So, you know what? I'm just going to be real. I'm going to be real on here. I'm going to tell you what his name is. I'm not his whole name, but his name is Brian. And I'm going to continue to refer to him as Brian because I actually like his name. I'm in love with his name too. I just think it's so cute. And every Brian I've ever known, other than this one, has always been such a sweet, loving, caring guy. I've had several Brian boyfriends in my life and never married any Brian, but wanted to. And they just seem like really good men and yeah, but anyway, not this one. So actually we should call him Lion. And I don't mean Lion from the jungle. I mean Lyin because all he does is lie. Anyway, so we're in this long distance relationship. And well, actually, it wasn't even really long distance yet because we hadn't seen each other. We hadn't seen each other in years. We were just, talking on the phone, seeing videos, FaceTime, whatever. And so he wouldn't come see me. At red flag. I wish I had you know what, maybe during these videos, I'll get a whiteboard behind me and I will literally every time there's a red flag, yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Every time there's a red flag, I'm gonna write it down and then, we'll continue to count the red flags. Maybe we'll have a contest. Maybe somebody who counts all the red flags, will win a prize. Oh, here's the prize. You get a date with my narc. No, I'm kidding. No, I wouldn't do that to you guys. So, red flag number one is he said that, when he was a little boy, he, whatever, he was on an airplane and I guess they experienced some hardcore turbulence and the flight attendant fell down and stuff went everywhere and it freaked him out and he felt like they were going to crash and he's afraid to fly. I mean, okay, so here's how narcissistic abuse goes. Here's what I've learned. They are in constant manipulation mode. So even if they tell you that it's raining outside and it's a sunny day, they are just so skilled at this that I'm telling you, 5 minutes later, you'll have a fucking umbrella in your hand because they are so good at tricking you into believing their lies. And they lie about everything. Something they don't even have to lie about. I mean, it's crazy. But anyway, whatever. Okay, so his airplane thing. So he won't come see me, okay? So I should have, at that point, I should have blocked that phone number and never talked to him again. But whatever. But, he made it seem like, he made it, let's put it this way. If I would have forced him, if I would have said, okay, well, if you don't come see me, then we're not going to hook up. If I would have done that, then he would have somehow made me feel terrible about it. He didn't, but there were the inklings of that, and I felt it. And throughout this channel, I'm going to keep telling you about feelings. When you feel something is wrong or right, whatever, you're right. You're always right. You're always right. Never mistrust that or ignore it. When you get a feeling, you're right. So I was like, okay, I'll come see you. So I lived far enough away, a few states over, to where the plane ticket was not cheap. This was not a $49, one-way ticket here. So, and I had to take off work and, whatever. And, so I get this plane ticket and he knows I'm coming. We talked about it. I gave him my flight number, gate number, where to pick me up. The whole shebang, right? So, and this was like a month out. It wasn't like I was going to come like the next day. So, because I had to plan it for work and blah, blah, blah. So I get this plane ticket. We're planning everything and he's acting great. Like we're talking like normal. He told me several times how excited he was to finally see me, blah, blah, blah. So, he disappears. His first disappearance. And there's been so many. He's a magician. He is a full-on magician. He disappeared like that. And so I don't talk to him for, okay, so this trip is about a month away. So I don't talk to him for 2 weeks. Now he's ghosted me for way longer than that, but that was like a short ghost, because he was probably testing the waters at that point. Because man, these narcs, man, they got a whole entire play-by-play book of what they're going to do to you. And they test you. It's a constant test, and it never ends. He's testing me last night. I'll tell you about that later on, too. I mean, that's what they do. They test people because they don't trust anybody because they can't be trusted. So, yeah. So back to my story. So, I don't hear from him for 2 weeks, and I'm trying to get a hold of him. It's not like, because I'm like freaking out. Like, because I'm empathetic, I'm thinking, oh my gosh, something bad must have happened. You poor thing. What can I do for you? There's got to be some horrible reason why you haven't contacted me, especially when we've had this little whirlwind relationship and I'm coming to see you very soon. And all of a sudden now you've disappeared on me. So, and of course, I'm not crazy. I'm not, a stalker chick, it's not like I've never been in a relationship before. I know how guys are. They're not like women. We women, we want to talk to you on the phone, 24/7. Guys aren't like that. So, I let about 3 or 4 days go by before I contacted him. I was thinking, I thought it was kind of weird. Once again, I had that feeling. But I didn't want to trip out. And I was like, whatever, it's fine. So I think maybe it was like 3.5 days. Maybe it was like the late evening of the third day that I hadn't heard from him. So then I start calling him and trying to do FaceTime with him. He won't, he just ignored me. And I was like, oh, that's weird. And then there's what you do as an empath. Your next thing that goes through your brain, your sweet little innocent, loving, caring, giving brain. You think, oh, did I do or say something wrong? It's got to be me, right? It ain't you. It's them. Trust me. Let's put it this way. If you think you're the problem, then you're probably not, because nice, kind, normal, empathetic people always blame themselves first. If you do shitty things and you don't think it's you, then you're the one who's the narc. Sorry. So finally, 2 weeks later, so 2 weeks of not talking to him, and now we're 2 weeks away from me coming to see him. He finally gets a hold of me, and in the middle of the night. So, 2:00 in the morning, whatever. Oh, I got to admit something to you. I kind of told you, I've had a little bit of problems with drugs, but I got to tell you, I'm an addict. And I've went off the rails for the past 2 weeks. It's not you, it's me. And, that whole sad story. And then, of course, at the end of his story, I'm thinking, oh, you poor, poor thing. Oh, the world is just horrible to you, and it's not your fault, and you're just amazing. You're awesome, and I love you, and I'm gonna help you with your drug addiction, and all that shit. And the part that I forgot to tell you about. Oops, sorry, I left this out. So we had been talking for, I guess maybe a month and a half before I bought my plane ticket, and he had already love bombed me. And I don't know if this is your first time listening about narcissism. You might not know what that is, so you might want to go check out, some videos about love bombing. But like a month into it, we hadn't even seen each other in years. And I'm not talking like 5 years. I'm talking, well, I won't say how long, but a long time. And we were teenagers when we knew each other. We weren't even adults yet. So this was a long time ago. We hadn't even seen each other. And he starts telling me that he's in love with me. Full on. I don't mean like, hey, you're cool. Oh, no. Full on, I'm in love with you. We're going to get married. I don't want to buy you an engagement ring yet, but I'm going to buy you a promise ring just because I want you to know that I'm really serious about you. And baby, we are going to get married. I've never met anybody like you. Every woman in my life has screwed me over, blah, blah, blah. And you're just the different. And, he's right. Because that's the other thing about narcissists is, they gravitate toward other narcissists. And he is not, that's the one thing he's not lying about, is every woman that he's been involved with, and they're all drug addicts, they've all been narcissistic too. Maybe not full-blown narcissists like he is, but the stories he's told me, we're talking some real bad chicks here. So he's absolutely right. He's never met anybody like me, because I'm not like that. I'm the antithesis of those people. And so he fell in love with me. Now, here's the tricky part, and you guys can school me on this and blast my page here if you disagree. You're welcome to do that. I'd like to have a conversation about this, but I think he really was in love with me. Whether he continued to be, whether he is right this minute, I don't know about all that. But I think, and I could be wrong, but I just know in my heart, oh wait, that's right, I don't have a heart anymore because he ripped it out and put it in the blender and drank it, remember? But the hole in my heart that is the shape of his face feels that he really did fall in love with me. And why wouldn't he? I mean, think about it. If he is a complete monster, and everyone in his life, including when he was young, because that's usually, a narcissist isn't born, they're made. And with all the people that have abused him in his life in every sort of way, and every sort of person, family members, extended relatives, neighbors across the street, best friends, girlfriends, a wife, the baby mamas, the list goes on. So yeah, when he encountered me and saw my bright light of love, like honest love, that he probably did fall in love with me. He probably fell in love with what I could do for him. He probably fell in love with my love. Actually, that's probably what it is. Oh my gosh. That's probably what it is. He fell in love with my love for him. So, anywho. So he love bombs me. And so, of course, that entices me to go out of my way physically and financially to get this plane ticket to come see him. And so he pulls his ghosting for the 2 weeks, starts contacting me, apologizing, saying, oh, I went off the rails. I'm a drug addict, and I didn't really tell you to the extent of how hardcore of a drug addict I am, but I'm sorry, blah, 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 but I still want you to come see me. If you can handle that, I'm sorry I'm such a piece of shit red flag number 2. Well, no, wait, we might be on red flag number 5 by now, but whatever. So his famous line is, "I'm a piece of shit," because he is. And he said, if you can handle me getting involved with me, I don't know why you would. I don't know why you would love someone like me. More red flags. I'm serious. I'm getting a whiteboard back here, and we're gonna mark down every red flag. And but if you still want to come see me, blah blah blah. Okay. So guess what happened? You know what? I should cut off the video right now and have a contest so that you guys can guess what happens. Okay, that's what I'm gonna do. Okay. Guess what he did to me? Yeah, just guess. Okay, bye.